Let me tell you something real. Men ain't as complicated as people try to make us. We simple. We wired to protect, to provide, to love hard when we feel something real. But there is one feeling that will make a man move mountains for a woman. And that feeling is peace. A man can fight the world all day long. He can struggle at work, deal with pressure, carry responsibilities on his shoulders. But if he comes home to a woman who gives him peace, that man will do anything for her. See, men don't fall in love with a pretty face. They get attracted, sure. But they stay with the woman who brings calm to their storm. The woman who makes him feel safe enough to be vulnerable. The woman who doesn't embarrass his weaknesses but lifts his spirit back up. Ladies, let me be real with you. A man wants a place where he can exhale. A place where he doesn't have to pretend. A place where he can lay down the armor he had to wear all day. When you become that place, not his stress, but his peace, that man will cherish you. And fellas, listen up. When you find a woman who gives you peace, who respects you, who believes in your dreams, even when you're doubting yourself, you better protect her. Don't fumble that kind of blessing. A peaceful woman doesn't mean she's quiet. She doesn't have to be soft-spoken. Peace is about energy. It's the way she talks to you, not at you. The way she challenges you without tearing you down. The way she gives you honesty without disrespect. Men value peace over everything, and most people underestimate how deep this truth goes. A man can survive stress at work, pressure from society, expectations from his family, and criticism from the world. But he cannot survive living without peace in his closest relationship. When a man says he wants love, what he is really saying is that he wants a place where he can breathe, a place where he is not at war. A man can be strong, confident, and successful, but even the strongest man reaches a point where the noise of life gets heavy. What he wants more than anything is a woman who brings ease to his spirit instead of chaos to his mind. Peace for a man doesn't always look the way people imagine. It isn't silence. It isn't pretending problems don't exist. It isn't walking on eggshells. Peace is the feeling of being accepted. The feeling that he is not being judged every second. The feeling that even when he makes mistakes, he is not spoken to like a child or an enemy. Peace is the comfort of knowing that he can tell the truth without it turning into a war. It's the safety of knowing that he can express his fears, his weakness, and his insecurities without being embarrassed for having them. It is the calm energy that lets him relax his shoulders, unclench his jaw, and finally rest mentally. A peaceful woman is not one who keeps quiet. She is one who understands how to speak. The tone, the timing, the intention behind the words, these matter more to a man than most people realize. A man may not say it out loud, but the way a woman talks to him affects the way he loves her, commits to her, and works for her. If she speaks to him like he is already a failure, he will pull away. If she speaks to him like he is incapable, he will shut down. But if she speaks to him with respect, even when she disagrees, if she corrects him without crushing him, if she expresses her needs without tearing him apart, he will give her the best version of himself. Men are built to fight the world, but they are not built to fight their woman. When a man feels emotional peace next to a woman, he naturally becomes more giving, more patient, and more committed. It activates something in him that wants to protect her, provide for her, and make sure she never feels neglected. Peace inspires effort. When a man feels calm around a woman, he doesn't have to be told to try harder. He becomes self-motivated. He wants to build a future. He wants to grow. He wants to become someone she can be proud of. Not because she demands it, but because being around her makes him want to rise higher. People often misunderstand male behavior by assuming men run from commitment. But the truth is that men only run from situations that disturb their peace. They will leave a beautiful woman, a successful woman, or even a loyal woman if she makes his life more stressful than it already is. But they will stay with a woman who makes them feel calm, understood, and mentally safe, even if she is still working on herself. Men are drawn to the feeling that allows them to lower their guard. Peace is that feeling. A man does not need perfection. He does not need someone who never gets upset or someone who always agrees with him. He simply needs a woman who knows how to handle conflict without destroying connection. A woman whose presence feels like a refuge instead of a battlefield. When a woman gives a man that kind of peace, she becomes irreplaceable in his heart because peace is the one thing every man is secretly searching for, and the one thing he will protect with everything he has. Respect fuels a man's heart. in ways that even he sometimes cannot explain. For a man, respect is not just a word. It is a form of emotional oxygen. It is how he knows he is valued, how he knows he is needed, and how he knows that his presence matters. A man can love deeply, give generously, and stay loyal, but without respect, his spirit slowly shuts down. People often misunderstand this and think men simply want to feel dominant or in control, but that is not the truth. What men want is to feel seen as capable, appreciated for their efforts, and acknowledged for what they bring into someone's life. When a woman gives a man that kind of respect, she taps into a part of him that makes him stand taller, love harder, and give more freely. Respect for a man is not about being silent or never disagreeing. It is about how she delivers her truth, the tone in her voice, the timing of her words, the intention behind her feedback. All of these elements affect how he receives what she says. A man can accept correction from a woman he loves, but he cannot accept humiliation. He can handle disagreement, but he cannot handle disrespect. When a woman speaks to him like a partner rather than an opponent, he listens. When she expresses her needs without attacking his character, he adjusts. When she acknowledges his efforts, instead of focusing only on his flaws, he feels encouraged to do better. Respect is also shown through trust. When a woman trusts a man's decisions, believes in his capabilities, and allows him to lead in the areas where he is strong, it makes him feel like he has purpose. Men need to feel useful. And when a woman makes him feel like she depends on him in healthy ways, it strengthens his bond with her. This does not mean she is weak. It means she understands that men thrive where they feel needed. Even small expressions of trust can shift a man's behavior dramatically if she asks for his advice, values his perspective, and lets him contribute to solutions. He feels like an important part of her life. And when he feels important, he becomes more emotionally invested. At the same time, respect also means recognizing his efforts even when they are not perfect. Men rarely get credit for the things they quietly do. They carry burdens silently, fix problems without being asked, and work hard behind the scenes. When a woman notices these things, when she says thank you or I appreciate you, it lights something in him that makes him want to do more. Gratitude is one of the biggest forms of respect a man can receive. It makes him feel seen. It makes him feel valued. It makes him feel like he is not giving for nothing. A man who is respected by his woman becomes softer emotionally, not harder. When he knows she sees the good in him, believes in his intentions, and acknowledges his value, he feels safe enough to open up. Men often hide their vulnerabilities because they fear being judged or mocked. But when a woman respects him, his heart becomes more accessible. He shares more. He listens more. He invests more. Respect turns him from guarded to open, from distant to connected. Respect also shapes how he acts in the relationship. A respected man naturally becomes more protective, more responsible, and more committed. He does not have to be forced into effort. He wants to give it. He wants to show up. He wants to make his woman proud. When a man feels respected, his love becomes purposeful, his presence becomes consistent, and his loyalty becomes unbreakable. That is why respect is not just something men want. It is something they live for. Belief is one of the most powerful forces that can drive a man, yet it is often overlooked in relationships. A man can have talent, intelligence, and potential, but without someone believing in him, without someone truly standing in his corner, his confidence can falter. Women underestimate how much their belief can fuel a man's ambition, push him through struggles, and make him feel like he is capable of achieving even the impossible. When a woman believes in him, she sends a silent message that he is enough, that his efforts matter, and that his dreams are worth pursuing. That belief becomes a guiding light that helps him navigate the challenges life throws at him. And it motivates him to work harder, not just for himself, but for the woman who trusts him. A man feels invincible when he knows a woman has faith in him. It is not blind faith or naive hope. It is informed, confident trust that he has what it takes. That belief validates his identity and strengthens his purpose. When a man struggles at work, faces criticism, or doubts his own abilities, the woman who believes in him becomes his anchor. Her words, her encouragement, and even a quiet confidence in his ability become reminders that he is capable of more than he realizes. Belief from a woman is not just emotional support, it is fuel that turns fear into courage, hesitation into action, and uncertainty into determination. Belief also comes with understanding. A man may fail sometimes, make mistakes, or take the wrong path. But a woman who truly believes in him does not abandon him during those times. She helps him course correct without destroying his self-esteem. She gives constructive guidance, not harsh judgment. She encourages him to try again and assures him that failure is not final. That kind of support creates a deep bond because it tells him that he is not alone in his journey, and it strengthens his commitment to both his goals and his relationship. Knowing that someone sees his potential, even when he cannot see it himself, pushes him to rise to the occasion and prove himself worthy of that trust. A woman's belief also inspires a man to open up emotionally. Men often carry the weight of the world silently, but when they feel supported by a woman who believes in them, they feel safer to share their fears, their doubts, and even their vulnerabilities. Her faith makes him feel understood. And that understanding builds emotional intimacy. It shows him that she sees his heart and respects his dreams. A man who feels understood and encouraged is more likely to be loyal, invested, and protective because he recognizes that her belief is rare and invaluable. It is a treasure that he does not want to lose. Belief also motivates him to provide and create a better life, not out of obligation, but out of love and pride. When a woman believes in him, it inspires him to take risks, to work harder, and to overcome obstacles that might otherwise seem insurmountable. Her belief is not just a source of comfort, it is a call to action. It reminds him that he has someone who sees his worth and expects him to rise to his potential. That expectation, delivered with love and encouragement, becomes a silent driving force that shapes his character, strengthens his resolve, and amplifies his capacity to succeed. Finally, belief fosters loyalty and commitment. A man does not easily give his all to someone who doubts him, belittles him, or undermines his confidence. But when a woman truly believes in him, he feels seen, valued, and inspired to be his best self for her. That belief transforms the relationship from mere companionship to a partnership where both hearts are aligned, both minds are motivated, and both souls are invested. It creates a connection that is not superficial but rooted in mutual respect, admiration, and shared purpose. When a man has a woman who believes in him, he will move mountains to honor that faith because her belief is not just encouragement, it is a catalyst for everything he can become. Emotional safety is one of the most essential yet often overlooked aspects of a relationship, and men crave it more than most people realize. From a young age, men are conditioned to hide their emotions, to act strong, and to solve problems silently. Society teaches them that showing vulnerability is a weakness, and as a result, many men carry emotional walls around their hearts. But when a man finds a woman who provides emotional safety, it changes everything. He feels free to lower his guard, to be honest about his fears, his struggles, and even his mistakes, without the constant worry of judgment, ridicule, or rejection. Emotional safety is the environment in which a man can truly relax and be himself. Once he experiences it, he becomes deeply loyal and invested in the relationship. Men long for a partner who can handle their emotions without escalating conflict. They need someone who listens without instantly trying to fix every problem or dismiss their feelings. Emotional safety comes from understanding and empathy. From a woman who can say, I hear you, I see you, and I'm here with you without judgment. When a man knows he can express frustration, sadness, or fear without being attacked, he begins to trust more fully. He stops wearing the armor he built for the world and allows himself to be authentic. That authenticity is rare, and once he feels it, he values it above almost anything else. A woman who creates emotional safety also knows how to communicate without shaming. She understands that words have power and that tone, timing, and intention can either build trust or destroy it. A man can tolerate challenges and disagreements, but he cannot tolerate condescension, humiliation, or sarcasm aimed at his vulnerabilities. Emotional safety is about creating a space where disagreements do not feel like threats, where corrections are constructive, and where even hard truths are delivered with care. This allows the man to remain engaged in the relationship, even during conflict, because he knows his heart will not be broken by careless words. Emotional safety also encourages a man to grow. When he feels supported rather than criticized, he becomes more willing to take risks, to pursue his goals, and to step into areas where he might have been hesitant. Fear of judgment often holds men back. But when a woman provides emotional safety, she becomes a partner in his growth rather than a source of anxiety. Her presence gives him courage. Her calm and understanding energy allows him to face challenges with confidence, knowing that he is not alone. This dynamic strengthens not just his love for her, but also his overall sense of self-worth. Men who feel emotionally safe are more likely to express love authentically and generously. They can show affection, share dreams, and invest in the relationship without holding back. Emotional safety fosters intimacy in its deepest form because it allows both partners to connect on a level beyond surface attraction. It transforms a relationship from transactional or superficial to profound and meaningful. A man who has been emotionally guarded will naturally open up to a woman who proves over time that she is trustworthy, compassionate, and consistent in her care. Providing emotional safety also makes a man protective and committed. When he realizes that he has found someone who nurtures his inner world rather than destabilizing it, he becomes deeply loyal. He wants to preserve that sanctuary, to ensure it remains unbroken, and to show appreciation through effort, care, and love. A woman who offers emotional safety is not just providing comfort. She is cultivating a bond that motivates a man to be his best self, to commit fully, and to build a future together. Emotional safety is the foundation upon which trust, intimacy, and unwavering devotion are built, and men will go to great lengths to preserve it once they find it. Peace does not mean silence or passivity. It is about energy, and men are highly sensitive to the energy a woman brings into their lives. Men can tolerate chaos in the world around them, in their jobs, and even in their family, but they cannot tolerate constant emotional turbulence in their closest relationship. When a woman brings calm energy, stability, and balanced emotions, it creates an environment where a man can thrive. This energy is not about suppressing feelings or pretending everything is perfect. It is about the way she interacts with him, the consistency of her presence, and the way she manages conflicts. A man can handle disagreements, challenges, and even criticism, but he cannot handle energy that constantly drains him, makes him anxious, or triggers defensiveness. The woman who brings the right energy to a man's life becomes irreplaceable because she turns his home, his mind, and his heart into a safe haven. The way a woman carries herself, even in tense moments, communicates more than words ever could. Calm, steady energy signals that she is capable, trustworthy, and emotionally mature. Men respond to this energy because it assures them that they will not be constantly attacked, misunderstood, or criticized for being human. It creates an atmosphere where they can let down their guard and show vulnerability without fear. This energy is contagious. When a man feels calm and centered around a woman, he begins to mirror that stability. He becomes more patient, more focused, and more deliberate in his actions. He is less likely to act impulsively, lash out in frustration, or withdraw emotionally, because her energy sets the tone for the relationship. A woman's energy also communicates value without needing words. Men intuitively recognize when someone's presence lifts them rather than drags them down. When a woman approaches life with positivity, confidence, and measured emotion, it signals to a man that she is someone worth investing in. This is why men are drawn to women who are emotionally balanced. They feel safe knowing that their efforts, love, and commitment will be received and appreciated in a calm, grounded environment. Conversely, erratic or negative energy can make even the most committed man feel insecure, frustrated, or distant. Men do not leave because they do not care. They leave because constant emotional chaos erodes their sense of stability and security. The right energy from a woman also amplifies attraction and desire. Men are naturally drawn to people who make them feel good mentally and emotionally. When a woman brings calm, confidence, and positive energy, it stimulates a man's mind and heart simultaneously. He is not just physically attracted. He is emotionally connected in a way that motivates him to nurture, protect, and invest. This energy fosters deeper intimacy because it allows a man to experience the relationship as a partnership rather than a battlefield. He can be strong in her presence without fear of judgment, and he can support her without feeling drained. Energy also affects a man's loyalty and long-term commitment. A woman who maintains a stable, supportive energy in her interactions with him creates an environment where he wants to stay. He recognizes that her presence is rare and valuable, and he is motivated to protect it. Her energy tells him that the relationship is a safe space, that she is reliable, and that he can build a future with her. Over time, this energy strengthens trust, enhances communication, and deepens love because both partners feel supported, understood, and aligned. Ultimately, energy is the invisible thread that ties a man's heart to a woman. Men may not always articulate it, but they feel it profoundly. A woman who brings the right energy makes a man feel at home, at peace, and inspired. She transforms his world from stressful to hopeful, chaotic to manageable, and lonely to connected. That energy is powerful, magnetic, and unforgettable. A man who experiences it will move mountains, fight battles, and give his all, because he knows that a woman who carries this kind of energy is not just a partner. She is the calm in his storm, the balance in his life, and the reason he wants to build a future that lasts. A man protects what brings him peace because instinctively he understands the value of stability, safety, and emotional security. Men are wired to defend what matters most to them. And when a woman creates a sense of peace in his life, she becomes more than just a partner. She becomes a sanctuary, a source of calm in a world full of chaos, stress, and unpredictability. A man can handle challenges, pressure, and even danger in the outside world. But when he experiences tension, instability, or emotional conflict in his closest relationship, it disrupts him at a core level. The woman who provides that feeling of peace becomes priceless in his eyes because she offers something rare, a mental and emotional safe haven. Protecting her, valuing her, and ensuring she remains in his life becomes not just a desire, but a deep, instinctive responsibility. Men will go to great lengths to preserve a relationship where they feel emotionally secure. Peace in a woman does not mean that the relationship is devoid of disagreement or struggle. Rather, it means that challenges are handled with respect, understanding, and calmness. When a woman demonstrates that kind of balance, a man recognizes that she is capable of maintaining harmony without compromising authenticity. He sees her as someone worth investing in because she does not create unnecessary tension or chaos. This feeling of emotional safety, paired with genuine care and respect, motivate him to protect not only the relationship itself, but also her well-being. He wants to shield her from harm, support her dreams, and ensure that the sense of peace she brings into his life is never disrupted. Men also protect what gives them peace because they understand that it is rare. Many women can be beautiful, charming, or attractive, but very few create an environment where a man can truly relax and feel safe. A woman who brings peace allows him to let down his guard, express vulnerability, and be his authentic self without fear of judgment or ridicule. Once he experiences this level of emotional connection, he values it immensely. He knows that losing it would mean returning to a world where he has to constantly defend himself emotionally, a place he would rather avoid. This knowledge drives him to act with loyalty, dedication, and care because the sense of peace she provides is irreplaceable. Protecting peace also becomes a source of motivation for a man. He's more willing to commit, work hard, and strive for personal growth when he knows that his efforts contribute to maintaining a harmonious and stable connection. Peace inspires consistency, reliability, and perseverance. A man who has found a woman who brings him this feeling is often motivated to step up in every area of his life, emotional, professional, and relational, because he recognizes the importance of safeguarding what matters most. Her presence elevates his sense of responsibility and strengthens his determination to maintain a healthy, thriving partnership. Additionally, a man's protective instincts extend beyond physical and emotional care. They encompass loyalty, respect, and commitment. He is driven to preserve the positive energy she brings into his life because he understands that it enhances his own well-being, happiness, and sense of purpose. When she offers a stable, calming, and supportive presence, he feels inspired to give back in equal measure. He prioritizes her needs, stands by her during difficulties, and invests deeply in the relationship because he knows that her influence is transformative, not just for him, but for the life they are building together. Protecting her becomes a reflection of his love, gratitude, and understanding of her value. Ultimately, men will do anything for a woman who gives them the feeling of peace because it touches the core of what they desire most, a safe, nurturing, and stable connection. Peace transforms the relationship from a simple partnership into a sanctuary where love, loyalty, and emotional intimacy can flourish. When a man finds this, he instinctively steps up to protect it, not out of obligation, but out of deep appreciation and recognition of its significance. Her presence becomes a guiding force, and safeguarding that sense of peace becomes central to how he loves, commits, and shows devotion.